What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Geekiverse. We are talking about Star Trek. Not Star Wars today. You know, hard to believe. But Star Trek Beyond, the new movie that's coming out July 22nd of next year. With me today, I have Sam.
Hi.
I have Jeff. Hey. And I have Pete, the Grumpy Geek. The resident Grumpy Geek.
Get off my lawn.
So we're talking Star Trek. Oh, it's going to be so hard. Star Trek, yeah. Star Trek trailer. And first reactions to it. So I'm in the same camp as Sam. I had never really gotten into Star Trek before J.J. Abrams rebooted it with the movie in 2009. And I love Star Trek Into Darkness. This one, I like the trailer. Reaction is pretty good. It seems to be in line with those. I kind of want to start with Pete on this one. You're definitely more of an expert in this than me. What's your first thought on it? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. It was a fun trailer. Super action packed. It starts with Chris Pine narrating over the top of it. No ship, no crew. How are we going to get out of this one? Kind of thing. And you see just as it's happening, you see it looks like they're passing through like an asteroid belt or something. And then as you get a little bit closer, those are like little kamikaze alien ships that are tearing the Enterprise apart. And you know, how can you not get on board the absolute tradition of destroying an Enterprise every other movie? Which is, you know, they do that again.
They've spent a lot of money on the Enterprise.
Oh,
what's the insurance like on that thing? The premiums.
You don't even want to know.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Boy, yeah, they've had to put a lot of space claims.
I mean, super action packed. It's great that it starts with that Beastie Boys song, that
Love
Sabotage.
it.
Hilarious, because that's used in the first of the reboots with young Captain Kirk, young Jim Kirk, when he steals his stepfather's Corvette, and he's driving through the desert there, and he's playing that, and when he jams the radio, and that's what comes on and stuff. So it's kind of cool that they revisited that, and there's some weird stuff in it to me, like super weird stuff, like a motorcycle.
Wait, you're saying that's too beyond the technology of Star Trek or something?
Oh, beyond.
Oh, beyond.
That's what it means.
Like Stardate, whatever, and he's riding a little Yamaha dirt bike, you know, like and even
Product placement.
Justin Lin's the director of this because J.J. Abrams had his hands full with this other little project that was going on.
With a far better movie.
Was it Star Wars?
You know, and he's Fast and Furious guy, and everybody picked up on that. Everybody who's been reviewing this trailer and everything said the same thing. Like, it looked like a Fast and Furious movie set years in the future. You know, it's just super action packed.
So the tie-in's coming,
right?
Clearly,
Is
right.
it a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I'm not a Fast and Furious fan. Like, if
Is
it's
Vin Diesel gonna make an appearance?
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, James Bond is in Star Wars.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
He's no James Bond. It was just,
I wouldn't be a fan if that's what it was.
me neither.
If it was just like one action chase scene to the next kind of thing, that's not what Star Trek is to me. It's always been a little bit more slower paced than some of the other stuff, with big action scenes and everything and exciting. But I wouldn't be a fan if that's what they turned it into. But even Justin Lin, when he saw the trailer for the first time, he was like, "Oh, dudes, what'd you put the motorcycle in there for? You know what they're going to say." You know,
Yeah.
so he immediately knew what was going to happen. And, you know, we'll see. I just really, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, Mad Max. You know,
In space.
right. That's kind
It
of what
does
I
look
felt
like a culmination of a lot of popular movies that have come out recently.
Yeah,
Or franchises.
I mean, you see them climbing up that mountain or whatever, and the Enterprise or some ship, but I think it's the Enterprise, is just destroyed there. You know, and it looked very post-apocalyptic. I mean,
Do you think they have a hangar full of Enterprises? Just like, bring on Enterprise number 86.
No, I think it would be NCC 1786. Just so you know.
I don't know.
He has no idea what you just said.
Sorry. Right over this geek's head.
No, they don't. You know why? Because they need to have like the beginning of the next movie has to be the really cool dry dock fly around. That's that's also part of the tradition, is being able to see the new Enterprise being constructed.
I love the first two films in this reboot. and I think this one looks like it's more, like you said, it's got a faster tempo. I don't know. I don't want that the whole time.
No.
I do not want that the whole time. And there's parts of it that really harp on the comedy aspect of it. That maybe that is making a comeback a little bit into sci-fi films, and I like that aspect of it.
Well, I felt like that was evident and well done in the first of this reboot.
I love when Chris Pine is freaking out when he's blowing up with the reaction from the shot in the first one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That's one of the best parts of the movie.
My favorite thing about this as a reboot, as a general rule, I'm not a huge fan of reboots with new people playing the old characters.
Me too.
Because you fall in love with the original actors for whatever reason. I mean, and the thing that I thought was so good is that, with the exception of Simon Pegg, who plays Scotty, all of the other characters were really true. All of the other actors were really true to the characters that were created by the original Shatner, Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, all of those, George Takei. They were really sort of loyal to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm
I agree.
really glad they've kept these same actors together for all these movies. Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban,
She's great.
Zachary
Oh.
Quinto. I'm so glad that they've continued to come in movie after movie, rather than
Is he not a
pawning it
spitting
off.
image of Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, really.
Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Spock. I mean, he looks like Spock.
Do you not like Simon Pegg?
No, I do like something.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was
He's saying that
No, what I'm saying
he's
is
not
that
authentic to the original.
He
Yeah.
didn't play his Scotty like James Doohan played his Scotty. But Chris Pine is playing Kirk loyal to William Shatner's
Yeah.
interpretation of the character. I loved Simon Pegg. I thought he was awesome. He just wasn't the same as the original series.
The side of the room got super warm, so I was like, uh-oh.
And the other one, I'm forgetting his name. The guy that plays Chekhov is off a little bit. He's not
Yeah, he was
the
a-
Walter Koenig.
He was in Terminator. Salvation? Whatever the latest Terminator before 5 was. He was in that.
I'm
And-
chasing his name.
Genesis. Wait,
No.
the one before the most recent. You're
Correct.
saying. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is Salvation.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I liked him.
Yeah. I mean, he did a good job playing Chekhov,
what-
but he didn't play.
what you're saying
he
is
didn't play
different.
the original. Like he didn't stick to the original character that was developed by somebody else. And that's, to me, that was the charm of the original Star Trek, was the characters that these all guys developed. So for the first time in a long time, like when you see the reboot and in the Batman movies, George Clooney, who was not the best Batman ever, no matter what one of our colleagues might say,
Here we go again.
didn't
Sorry, Gene, just don't watch this.
he didn't play it like Michael Keaton did, and then Val Kilmer didn't play it like George Clooney or Michael Keaton did, and then Christian Bale didn't play it like any of those guys. Each one was a different interpretation of it. So it's interesting to see new actors stick to characters that were developed with the other guys.
This is different to me.
Chris Pine is a great Captain Kirk.
I think so too.
Yeah, he
Great.
is.
He's right in the same group as Zachary to me, in how they cast him.
And I loved the comedy. There wasn't a lot of that in Into the Darkness.
Correct.
Which is
Right,
what I liked, because Khan is he's it's serious, and you got Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep. Benedict.
And he added that whole it was Into the Darkness, and it was showing that oh hey, even the people you're working for are a little bit corrupt. You're not it's not there's not white and black. It's all there's all shades of gray. And that's what I liked about it, was that they were taking on this dark tone in the movie, and now it seems like they're getting away from it again, and now they're it's all
Well,
he was
okay.
intense.
I think
Yes,
it
it
didn't
was.
do well. It didn't play well.
Mhm.
If you
Box
were,
office wise, or
I don't know what the figures were box office wise, but from a critical standpoint, people didn't like Into the Darkness anywhere near as much as they liked the first one, Star Trek.
I grouped them together for
Right.
my opinion at least.
Yeah.
I like
I-
them just about the same.
I liked
Same.
I liked the first one better than I liked the second one, for a lot of reasons. To me, Benedict Cumberbatch played more of a Steve Jobsy kind of Khan, with his black.
That's an interesting
stuff
take on it.
It's very and if you followed the original series at all, if you watched any of that stuff, Ricardo Montalban's original Khan was a completely different kind of character, much more.
Which I never did.
Yeah, I mean he hard to top that. Hard to top that. Even you saw Wrath of Khan. He what?
I've not. No, I've not.
I'm out of here.
So long.
That's all it took. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised it took this long, honestly.
So
That's your homework. All three of you kids
I'm pretty
go
sure
home
they're-
and watch
You've
Wrath
seen
of
it.
Khan.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure it's on Netflix.
I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. And it was way better it was a 2-episode thing in the original series, and then he came back for Wrath of Khan years later. So it's a completely different interpretation of Khan, and quite frankly, I liked it better.
I never had an interest really into diving into Star Trek until these last 2 movies came out.
Yep.
I don't know what drew me to see it in 2009, but I just I saw it and that was it. Now I'm on board with everything Star Trek. Thing is, I have not gone really far back at all.
Well, I mean, when you get there, like I grew up with that. It was the first set of stuff was filmed before I was born.
It was around before Star Wars was.
Right. Way before.
Mid 60s.
I think the first episode was filmed in first season started in 1959.
Right.
I
Okay.
wasn't even born until 64. So when I caught it, it was already in reruns. It was the
Okay.
early 70s when I was old enough to understand it and appreciate it and enjoy it. And it's hokey, like when you watch it by today's standards.
Sure.
If we're going to talk more about Star Wars later, but if you released A New Hope, Episode 4 right now, I'm not convinced it would fly. I think that it was because of its charm in 1977. And you guys
Okay.
weren't here. Like, you got the look on your face, Josiah.
Thoughts are-
I'm
thoughts are
gonna agree
ruined.
with you too. I am going to agree with you.
I don't think it would
I
fly.
disagree.
Because we're spoiled. I think that's what it is. 'Cause we're
Well,
spoiled
you
with all
guys
the
didn't see it till
technology.
1997 in the reboot, right? Like, I saw it in
Shouldn't that speak to it holding up?
Maybe, but taking it to 2015
Mhm.
is quite a jump from 1997. Like,
You're right.
There's a lot of hokey dialogue in that. Like,
I gotcha.
Carrie Fisher at one point in time says something funny about the worst line she's ever spoke on screen was like, I'm doing this Rebel Alliance and the plans for this Death Star are kept in this droid or whatever. That might be the hologram scene or
Mhm.
something when she says it. And she was like, when I read that script, I didn't. Why would I do this movie? Because there's a hokiness, a campiness to it. There's a campiness to the original Star Trek. The original Star Trek, for me, its brilliance was, first of all, Gene Roddenberry was when he wrote it, he was a member of the police force in L.A. And he wrote this and then moved away from being a cop to being this. And in 1959, this guy decided to write about a cast that had a Russian. We're in the middle of the Cold War. It had a black woman, right?
Mhm.
The Civil Rights Act wasn't signed until 1964. He wrote this in 1959. It had a Oriental Asian in Sulu.
Mhm.
It had Spock as just a wide variety. It had Captain Kirk kissing green girls and stuff like that. Like there was taboos in the original Star Trek that Gene Roddenberry was like, I'm in, and he did it, and he broke down some barriers. There was the first time things were seen on TV.
Color TV was also fairly new back then, so
Yep.
when you have those alien environments in full color, that was a lot of stuff that audiences had never seen before.
Right.
Let alone on TV.
So I personally, this trailer kind of excites me. I think they're getting back towards number 1 of this reboot. I didn't hate Into the Darkness. I just didn't like it as much as I liked the installment number 1.
If you force me to choose, I would probably agree with you that I like the first Star Trek in this series a little bit better than Into Darkness. But they are neck and neck for me just about. What do you think?
Same. I'm the same way. I love them both equally. I really like it. I just told you guys I was asking for them for Christmas, so I really want to go back and watch them in succession and be like,
Yeah.
Well, I love the first one so much when we first saw it in the theater that I knew immediately if there was a second one, I was going to it opening day.
That's exactly where I was.
Yeah.
I was ready to go with Star Trek.
Yeah, and then we saw the preview for, I think it was during Guardians of the Galaxy. They had it was one of the Marvel movies. They had a preview for Star Trek, and I was like,
It
oh
might
my
have been
god,
Avengers.
oh my god! And I was like, I have to go see this.
Yeah.
And Phil's just like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
was
those
so excited for it.
those films really grabbed a lot of people. Like obviously there's you and me here. Jeff goes a little bit further back with Star Trek,
A smidgen.
just a little bit, and then Pete's loved it for a
Not,
long
yeah,
time.
not like him.
He grew up with it. I guess
I thought, really, in 1971, 72, 73, I was, 9, 10, 11 years old, and I was convinced that by 2000, I was going to have the opportunity to be a starship captain. Like, that technology was going to exist, and I was going to be able to, when I was a 10-year-old kid,
Yeah.
that was an aspiration of mine. We had barely put a guy on the moon in 69, and I'm figuring on warp factor 9 by 2000. Imagine my disappointment.
it only makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a good timeline to have. Gotta have goals, kids. So
The other interesting thing that I just want to mention real quick is the timing of releasing the trailer. I think that to a certain extent, there was 2 trailers that came out that week. Was Star Trek Beyond and Independence Day 2. And they both kind of got lost in the shuffle. I think they did that on purpose. I think they tried to ride the Star Wars excitement.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm not convinced it paid off.
I thought it was going to, because when Jeff and I saw it, Star Trek did not play that night, that preview. It was supposed to come out. Did it for you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't play.
I saw it on the internet.
But
Yeah.
it was originally supposed to debut before Star Wars. I don't know if that was by design or if they pulled it last second.
It didn't in the theater that we watched it.
So it didn't for us. And then I,
yeah.
Neither did Independence Day. They
Independence
both,
Day did for us
Yes,
though.
we had
Yeah,
Independence Day
Independence Day
for
did-
10 o'clock on Thursday.
They both. I saw both of them on the internet, and neither one of them in the theater the night I saw them.
Interesting.
Really?
Interesting.
And I saw.
I didn't see them in the same theater you did.
So I saw.
That's true.
I don't know if
We went
that's
to Regal. I saw Star Wars again over the weekend, and I saw a completely different slew of trailers, but again, no Star Trek.
Oh, really?
I was hoping that that's where it would debut instead of online because I don't think it may have gotten so lost.
Right.
Because
and I think it did. I mean, there's just the hype.
it's quiet.
The hype on Star Wars was ridiculous. More than
Mhm.
any movie I think I've ever seen.
It still
This
is.
hype,
The numbers
ridiculous.
speak for
It still is.
itself.
The numbers speak for itself. I mean, it's we're getting close to, and it might even be this franchise that does it. We're getting close to $250 million in opening weekend.
Yep.
That's crazy money.
Yeah.
That's crazy money.
Well, I guess overall it made $528 million. That's the figure right now.
$500 million. They're
So
gonna
half.
they're gonna make their $4 billion back
By Rogue One.
on on these 4 films. They'll make it back, and
I mean-
and probably even quicker if you include lunchboxes and action figures.
Sam is buying Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it 12 times and shell out $4 billion because I have to go see it in a lot.
That's a pretty,
Yeah.
the numbers work really well
Yeah,
there.
I'm just gonna
That's
rent
good.
out every Regal in the United States.
I like it from this seat. Now I'm going to watch from this seat.
The acoustics are very good over here.
Sheldon Cooper. Yeah. It's the best Big Bang Theory episode. Watch it. Final thought on Star Trek Beyond. With comparisons to the trailer excitement, I've been using the new Superman versus Batman as a little bit of a gauge because I'm so lukewarm on that one. I don't know where I stand. I'm definitely more hyped for Star Trek, but not a whole lot more. And that's okay because I have faith that it's going to be a good movie. I'm not sure Superman's going to be a good movie. That's a different topic. I'm just saying in terms of seeing that trailer, seeing this trailer, Star Trek's got me itching to find out more about it. Do you guys feel that that's a gauge at all? We've talked about it on the show. That Superman, we just don't know really where we're going with it. Star Trek has some direction here.
Give it a few more months, and it'll pick up steam.
I think
right
everything
in-
is just being swallowed up right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, give it a
And
few more months.
I'm super jazzed for Star Trek Beyond.
Oh, I'm so.
And then-
I can't believe it's coming out this summer.
Right.
Yes.
Jeff's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, July 22nd.
That's why you remembered it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I remember.
I asked him what date it was coming out, and he rattled it off like that.
He goes, my birthday, my
It's
birthday.
The best day of the year. What can I say?
The thing that makes me sad about this is that it's movie number 3.
Okay.
And if it's good, I'm going to want more. And these things tend to travel in threes.
Yeah.
And then, Chris Pine is not wanting for work now. He's playing Steve Trevor in the upcoming Wonder Woman.
Right.
You know,
The standalone.
he is absolutely not wanting for work right now.
If they didn't lock him up long term, he's in Treg.
Simon Pegg, not wanting for work right now. And these big action adventures, they take a lot out of you when you film these things. So I'm worried that this is going to be awesome and then over.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be the last film of this group. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we get 4 or 5.
Me too.
Me too. You just don't see that very often. Like the Bond, you know, Sean Connery, Roger Moore played a lot of 4, 5, 6 movies. You just don't see that a lot anymore. Where you get because they move on to other things. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about that.
That's a legitimate concern, but agree.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
All right, we can all agree on something. That's good.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
It only took us like 20
That's no
minutes.
fun.
It only took us 20 minutes.
Pete, you're wrong.
Oh.
Use that for the promo, Bruner. All right, good. So we're excited about Star Trek Beyond. Comes out on Jeff's birthday, July 22nd next summer.
What are you going to give me?
Little Enterprise ship for your dashboard.
Oh, that's
Bobble Enterprise.
That's disappointing. Come on.
Bobble Geeky Feet. There you go. Leave your comments below. We want to know, are you excited? Are you optimistic? Or is it too fast and furious for you? We want to know. So visit us on our YouTube channel. Visit us at our website, thegeekiverse.com. Social media, facebook.com/Geekiverse. Twitter, we are at @_Geekiverse. Same for Instagram. And you can also listen to us on iTunes now via our podcast. So we look forward to it. Counting down the time. It'll hold us over till Rogue One, right? All right. See you later.